Hello, my name is Ethan Condon. I'm taking a class in Go Lake High School called Video Game Development, and this is junior programming, week 2, I think. So this is where I was at before with all different units. So you got stuff like I was doing sound and effects, and I had gameplay mechanics to do. At that point, I got pretty far ahead because we skipped a week. Um, so I'll show that in a second here. Alright, and this is it now. Got sound and effects here. Jump force, make the world whiz by. Don't just stand there. Particles and sound effects, that type of stuff. And then gameplay mechanics also done, and I'm moving on to user interface. Alright, we're gonna do a little quick run through my GitHub here. Do a little comparison. Alright, so you got jump force, make the world whiz by. Don't just stand there. All that matches up with this, as it should. As always, we go to gameplay mechanics here. Run through this quickly, because I'm gonna have to go over a lot of stuff. It's this one, and then you got prototype for whatever. Watch where you're going, follow the player, power up and countdown, for loops and waves, soccer scripting, all that. Alright, we're gonna do a really quick run through. I don't know if I'm gonna go through much code here because it's really repetitive, but got a dude. He has preset animations. We set animations in animator here, the controller and everything. Use that in the code to figure out different animations. Went to the animator app, um, turned different things on, messed with different speeds. So you got movement, jumping, and death stuff. Um, you got particle effects that we added onto here. So this will be when he's running, and then when he dies, it's a poof. So that's kind of silly-tastic. These things randomly spawn in front of him. Um, only 3 or so times because it destroys the game object, and that ends up destroying everything, including the thing that spawns it in, which isn't the best idea, but it's what the code is. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It's the Unity tutorial thing, but this little background here repeats every single time it runs out, so it'll repeat smoothly back into there. It's kind of like a circle. We can do a little quick run through here. Alright, so if it doesn't lag here, there we go. Okay, do a little jump, do a little jump. I'll die on the next one just for a little demonstration, but this is kind of animation thing you get. And you see the particles back there. Get the running thing, you get the jumping thing. The jumping thing is the smoothest when you spam the spacebar, but just don't spam the spacebar, it looks fine. And then if we run into a wall, we get a little death, and it tells you game over. And then it's also supposed to play a sound somewhere. I think it's audio controllers. I think I have to click on them though. Audio controller, audio source, whatever. And it takes an audio source that I put into it, or put into the player here. I don't know if it's saved or not. It might have not saved. Oh well. Alright, and then for challenge 3, it's just the challenge for the thing that we're doing here. Do a little explanation. This balloon couldn't jump. Bombs, and there was like a little money thing would spawn right under it and wouldn't go anywhere. This would just like it wouldn't repeat, and then when it did repeat, it was really unsmooth. So I had to ChatGPT a lot of it, and then added particles. I think we added particles. It's been a while. 'Cause you got Alright, so do a little run through here if it'll load quick enough. Alright, and then this is gameplay mechanics, which is prototype 4. It's just the fourth one we do. We call every project we do, we make a new technically it's called project, whatever. just a completely new, start from zero type thing. When we download something, a source from Unity, because they give us downloadable things that we can drag into Unity to preset everything, and then we work from there. So you don't have to create all this stuff in like Blender, which would be a pain. I'm thankful for that. This one's gonna be really difficult to explain here. So we'll start with the focal point. So what the focal point is if you know what a focal point is, it's a little center where a camera rotates around, and it's the point of which the camera centers in at. So this camera here will rotate around this focal point, around the little floating island, at a certain set speed, which I think I have it set to like 30 or something. So it's a little fast, but it makes sense for the game. We'll get into what the other balls are there for, but it rotates around. You got this player ball, add a little cool mesh to it, so when you get close to it, it turns into different colors. So when it gets too close to the camera, it'll turn different colors. Kind of fun. But that's not the point. Um, all you can do with the ball is move it forward and backward, and that's away or toward the camera. That's why it spins around. You might have had to add a little left-right thing to this. I decided not to because I thought it was more fun to just like let it rotate around the island. But this little forward and backward movement makes the game really tough. Um, I'll explain the code for that in a bit, cause that was a little wonky. You got these power-up things, these little power-up indicators. It just makes the bounce straight into this ball, which means like when it collides with another ball, it'll make it bounce at a certain amount, which is just set to 1 right now. It's bouncy. We click on this, it's set to 1. It says it's a 14 or something when you get the power up for a limited amount of time. And then you hit the enemy ball, it flies across the map, and you win. If you don't fly backwards. Alright, and then you got the enemy thing here. You can't see it, but I could probably drag it onto here. It's just got the skybox, like texture on it. I don't know what to call it. Just kind of makes it blended in a little more, makes it a little tougher. And that's set as a prefab, so it'll spawn as many as you want in based on what happens. Kind of makes it easier. Same thing with the power up indicator. That just makes it so at the beginning of the match, it won't spawn it immediately. It spawns it immediately for me because I lazied off. But with every new round, with every new enemy spawn, every new waves, I guess you could call it, a new one spawns. Alright, and then here's the difficult part where they they used a bunch of different code to get it to go to the player. So all it did was it just made the look direction toward the player, and then it multiplied that by the speed. And then if it's less than -10, then destroy game object. If its position is less than 10, so if it goes under the map, it'll destroy the game object, and then it'll spawn a new prefabs. Simple stuff. It's just a pain in the butt. And they got the rotate camera. The spawn manager is terrible, and I think the play controller is even worse. I'm not even gonna go over this. I don't think it's the best idea here, because all it's doing here is talking about power ups. If then setting a timer to it. It's just more timer stuff, more power up stuff here. All this update stuff. It's a whole bunch of crap. It's hard to explain. I'd have to go through it individually, and I don't want to spend two hours here doing that. Alright, so a little demonstration here. The ball drops in. You're able to dodge the enemies. You can see it change color there, which is I thought it was kind of cool. No, no, no. Alright, and then we grab the power up here. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see if I can grab the power up here. If I can't, we'll just move on, but oh man. This is holy cow. This is more difficult than I remember. Wow. No. All right, I think you get the gist. I'm just messing around. All right, that's my short, very vague explanation of the junior programming thing that I've been going over. But next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through user interface, which is like 2D stuff where it explains itself. It makes an interface for the user to click on for like a start and end screen or a pause screen or something. Um, and then I just haven't added a another to do card, if I could say it right. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. It's free. Um, Go check out my other videos too if you like this one.